Yeah, so the basic canoe stroke, paddle stroke, is as with kayaking, you really want to use your core upper body. So you're not just waving your arms, but you're really rotating your upper body. So what you want to do is lean forward as much as possible, reach out, and catch as much water as possible. And that's actually why you can see the angle of there's an angle of the blade here to catch more water. So you reach out, then you just rotate. So you start with an extended lower arm, and you just rotate and pull the water back. Yeah.
Is that hard to do?
It's not that hard to do, but it takes a little practice. Yeah. So you just want to rotate. You want to rotate your upper body, and you want to keep your head pretty still, but you want to rotate your upper body.
So pull the water.
Yeah, that's right. So you're pulling. So actually, you want to keep your upper arm relatively stiff and not extended all the way, but mostly extended. So you're rotating. Then as you rotate back, you want to flip the blade out of the water and feather it and pull it forward. So you don't need any wind resistance. Yeah. So you're really just rotating and pulling the water back behind the canoe. And of course, outriggers come in all sizes. So the standard one standard outrigger size is a 6-man. So you have 6 people sitting in a canoe. And so you can imagine that everyone has to paddle in sync in order to get maximum efficiency.
Like 3 on this side, 3 on this side. Brother.
Yeah, so everyone's sitting in a row, and 3 will be paddling on one side, 3 will be paddling on the other side. And the person in the back is steering the boat. Yeah.
Great.
So.
Thank you.
Okay. Roseman, we have our sculling instructor. How are you doing today, Heather?
Great.
Good.
Oh, okay. So Stacy, we're going to cover the single skull here. The shell. You see that you've got when you're sitting in the boat, you're actually going backwards. So at that end, where the little ball is, that's how I remember it. Is where the bow is. That's the direction you go.
So this is the front.
Sort of, yeah. That's the one that crosses the finish line first. So yeah, that's the front. And this is the stern back here. The riggers. This is the oar lock. This is where the oars set. The anatomy in here. This is the seat. You slide back and forth on the seat. You put your feet in here.
You got to go and shoot.
And this is your port side, and this is your starboard side. So if you've learned other nautical terms and other water sports, it's backwards here because you're actually moving backwards. So the port side will actually be your right side, where normally it's the left, because the boat is moving in this direction, which is the left. I don't mean to confuse you, but. So this is the oar, and this would actually set in this oar lock. This is the shaft, this is the blade, and this is the collar, which actually sets in here. Unscrew this. And then we set it in here, close the oar lock up, and then when you're rowing, you actually want to make sure that the collar is always pressed against the oar lock. So when you're in the water, when you come up to the front, which is called the catch, you come up here, you drop the blade in the water, and then you drive with your legs. At the end of the stroke, you pull with your arms. Then you pop it out, and then you do it all over again.
That's your arms and your legs.
Yeah, so the 3 parts of the stroke are, well, there's 2 parts of the stroke, but there's a few different terms. When you're sitting all the way, if you sit all the way at the back, at the end of the stroke, that's called the finish. And as you come up to the front, where you're going to place the blades into the water, that's up at the very front is called the catch. Where if you think about, you're actually catching water. You actually catch water and then you drive. I always tell people to think of rowing and sculling as a pushing sport instead of a pulling sport. A lot of people think you pull a lot with your arms and your back, and you do, but if you think about driving with the legs first, the legs are such a larger muscle, and you can get more power that way. Yeah.
Interesting. I just had one question.
Yes.
I'm sitting this way and I wrote, how do I know which direction? I know I'm going that direction, but how do I see the behind me? How do you know what's in back of?
That's a really great question. You got to kind of look over your shoulder every few strokes until you get familiar with your surroundings and know where you are in the water. But yeah, you'll have to keep looking over your shoulder to find out where you're at. So we're going to put you in a boat. You and I are going to go in a boat together. It's a two-person boat. It's called a double. And we're going to actually have you sit in there. You put your feet in. We'll give you some oars, and we'll go through it that way.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sound good.
All
You're gonna
right.
let me tip over, right? Okay.
Uh,
Sounds good. Let's try. I'm excited.
Great.
Okay, good.
Stacy, this is one of the oars here. We're going to go ahead and put it in the oar lock. I'm going to have you go ahead and do it. Just go right in there. So this collar has to stay on this side. Yep. And then you close that up, tighten it all the way down. Now normally, this is the dockside oar. Normally we would put the dockside oar in first, but it was just easier for demonstration with you being on the dockside.
This side would have been first.
This side is first,
This side is
before
first.
that side.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, so now next step is for you to get in the boat. Well, before you do that, we want a couple things you want to go over. This is your collar, and you always want to make sure this collar is pressed against the oar lock like that. The entire time you're rowing, it will always be pressed against the oar lock. Before you get in the boat, you want to run this outside blade. That's kind of going to act like a training wheel, so you're not going to go swimming. So you want it flat on the water, which is called feathered. So turn it over the other way. That's squared right there. That's called squared. And then flip it over the other way. No, other way, yes. That's feathered. So now you'll grab both of your oar handles with your left hand, always holding onto your oar handles, always keeping them together. You'll see the rough patch right there. That's the only spot in the boat where you're going to step. Go ahead and step there. Yep, use your right hand for balance. All right. Go on.
Yep. Shoes.
Go ahead and put your feet in the shoes. They in there? Okay. Tighten down. Okay. So, just to go over the stroke real quick, you're going to have an oar in each hand. The left hand will always be on top of the right hand. You want to have your thumbs on the end of the oar handles, just like that. That's perfect. Now, don't worry, I've got you here, so you're not going to go swimming. You want to, if we start you all the way at the finish, which is at the end of the stroke, so go ahead and come all the way back, legs fully extended, leaning back about 10 degrees, and hands are in here. So make sure your knees are flat. Keep your knees down. All the way down. Yep. Perfect. That's the finish right there. Left over right. You're at the finish. Your collars are pressed against the oar lock. Okay, so now as you come up to the catch, what you'll do is you'll pop the blades out of the water, feather them. They already are feathered here. So your arms go away first. Arms away. Yep. Arms away forward. Then body over. Yes, and then your knees come up. Bend your knees, keeping your knee. Leave your arms straight. Come all the way forward. Bring your butt to your ankles. All the way. All the way. You're okay. I got you. that bring your butt to your ankles. Can you come forward anymore? Yes.
There. Oh,
Okay. Now, your arm. Now you kind of straightened up as you did that. You still want to have that body forward position, not head, just body. As you reach out, and your arms are perfectly straight. So at this position, you're going to square the blade. So use your hands, square the blade. So turn it forward. No, other way. Forward. All the way. Yes. That's a square blade. Now you drop it in the water. Now you do it on both sides when we go out on the water. And then legs first. Drive with your legs. Yes. Then body comes back. Body back. Then arms. Yes. Perfect.
Like that.
All right, you want to go out?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Stacy. Now we're in the double, and it's important to just stay relaxed. Keep your shoulders nice and relaxed. Okay. You've got your left hand over your right hand. Your thumbs are on the end of the oar handle, and so your first step in the motion of the stroke is from where you're sitting. You're going to bring your arms forward out in front of you, all the way straight. Just your arms for now. Yep, arms go out all the way straight. But now bring your body over, so you bend at the hips and you lean forward. Nope, not your knees yet. So bring head up, and then your body's over. Now you can start to bend your knees, bring your knees up, keeping your arms straight as you go all the way up to the front, reaching out in front of you, bringing your butt to your ankles as far as you can go, and that is the catch up there. So from that position, you will square the blade up, which is in your hand. You'll rotate the handles forward to where the blade goes square in the water. Go ahead and do that. Yep. Perfect. Now, from here, you'll drive first with the legs. Knees go down. So go ahead, push your knees go all the way down. Then your body leans back. Then you pull in with your arms. Yes. From here, you push down on the oar handle, which is popping the blade out of the water. Yep, feather. That's great. Feather it, and then you do it all over again. You ready to go out on the water?
Sure.
Okay.
I hope you enjoyed your time here today.
I did.
Great.
I had a great time.
And you're more than welcome to come back.
I did.
Great.